Pumpkins, we are disciples of the fluffy slippers. I made a thread a long while ago and we spoke about the price of HEX. I wanted to ask everybody, what price would you start to sell your bag of HEX? And I wanted to know everybody's range of what they're talking about. And it's very interesting because it makes up exactly what you would guess. There's a mix of people talking about round numbers. We have people staking. We have everything in between. That's what makes a market. There are short, mid, long-term people, everybody with different opinions. I thought it was very fascinating to go through it because, you know, it's more fun to look at it this way because people in Bitcoin and Ethereum land, the numbers aren't that great. It's like, oh, I'm going to sell at 120,000. No, I'm going to sell at 110,000. Like, your life's not changing there. And the multipliers aren't big. So, you know, there are a lot of people, we have to admit, the 99.4% drop in HEX, rough. Very rough. No matter how you spin it. And it's why this is important. Even though we talk about the combined HEX price, you can't shy away from the chart. Now, by the time you see this, maybe the price is different, but like, you can't do anything about this. Look, I know, what does everybody do in crypto? Everyone changes to a linear chart and they go all the way down, they go this. But 99.5% from the top, it's huge. You know, a lot of people as well, they're being disingenuous. You know, they'll ignore PHEX and they'll ignore PulseChain and they'll ignore the yield. So you do have to put them all together. If you do put them all together, you still get like minus 98%. So it's not like it changes much. And, you know, you might say, oh, there's a big difference between 99.4 and 98. Yeah, but you don't have to convince me of that. You have to convince the next million people coming into crypto that you deserve a fair shot. So don't worry about me or you. We understand the game. That's why you like, subscribe, bell button, and all. I'm here to give you the juiciest and friendliest information as we battle through the bears. This is the HEX combined chart price. Shout out to Mr. Dipcatcher. He's an asset to the community. I think he's a very good person. And this chart is very cool to see. It's actually nice because it's landscape. So it doesn't look like it's down that much. You know, but if you zoom in, you know what I mean? It hides everything. But this is just something to think about. What trajectory are we going on? You can't really tell. I mean, the recent price action, all of that happened pretty much before the SEC. Only the final little blip happened with the SEC. So the facts are real there. That PulseChain launched, the value went to Pulse, some value went to PulseX, and HEX just got a net exit. That's just what the market decided. Only we can find out in the future. Maybe we think long and hard about it. That's what she said. We'll figure out why. And it could be their Cycle 1 coins. Well, that's the future, you know. So if you consider just HEX as the store of value, so SOV, like Bitcoin, if you consider HEX a store of value, then, you know, you can also look at ETH as, you know, the Pulse. Pulse is going to be the L1 chain, all right? So you're going to have Pulse as the L1 chain. You're going to have PulseX as the DEX. That's something to think about. How is the market valuing these? Well, in risk off, store of value holds. In risk on, the layer 1 chain and the DEXs start to get people more optimistic. They want to hold those coins, right? Because of the liquidity and just how markets move. That's just the way the market's gone. And if you want to see this price, you can go to the HEX Pulse chart and see, very commonly, people will chart it like this. I don't like charting it like this. They'll chart HEX over Pulse. They'll put HEX over Pulse. This is default one, okay? Why I don't like this is because HEX is a store of value. Pulse is the layer 1 chain. We know standard, what we do is we invert it. We put Ethereum on top. We chart ETH BTC. We call BTC like the safety store of value, even though ETH we believe is going up over time. So ETH BTC, BTC is the big daddy. That's how we chart it. So what I do, I go to the 3 dots. There are 3 dots of friendship in the top right. You can invert the pair. And that's what I like looking at. That's what it is. It's Pulse over HEX. This is exactly to match ETH BTC. Fascinating information to share with you. ETH BTC, if you divide Ethereum's market cap So ETH to BTC equals about 0.4. So that means Ethereum is about 40% of Bitcoin market cap. Do you want to know what's fascinating? The market did the exact same thing for this when it comes to HEX and PulseChain. Isn't that fantastic to see? That Pulse to HEX, it was about 0.55. So PulseChain is about 55% of HEX market cap. Isn't that fascinating? That's just so weird. Not weird, it's crazy. This is the mind of the markets, friends. It is weird. It's weird, it's beautiful, it's crazy, it's everything. This is the efficient pricing mechanism of the masses. Not a single person out there knows about these ratios before launch. No one. ETH, BTC, BTC, ETH, Pulse, HEX, Pulse. People are talking about it. They're speculating. There's all ranges. No one really knows. But everyone's collective mindset, what happens? We all come together and we matched it exactly to ETH, BTC. I made many videos about this, talking about it beforehand. I believed that, Pulse is good. See, before HEX dropped so much, I had my valuation of Pulse's market cap at half of HEX. I guessed that it would be that. It's just that, look, I knew the ratio. I just didn't know the US dollar price. We were 90% lower. Sorry, we were 90% higher from now. So we're 10x higher. No, we've dropped 90%. Such a long way. So that's actually what ended up happening. It was just, you never know the US dollar price, but you know the ratio. Just like saying, okay, we can fast forward in 2 years from now, ETH BTC is 0.10. It's 10%. You might say to me, but what's Bitcoin's price? Well, I don't know. I just know the ratio is 0.10. You can have a look at it if you'd like to see. It's very, very important to know that this is how I imagine things in the future. This is how I put everything up, friends. So this is how I imagine it, right? This is ETH BTC, 0.10 in here. So, people always ask me, if you know the ETH BTC ratio, what's the price? Well, you just guess. So if ETH BTC, let's say 0.10 in the future and Bitcoin's 80,000, well, remember, this is 0.10 of 80,000. So Ethereum is 10% of the price. So this is an $8,000 Ethereum. If Bitcoin was $200,000, well, you have a $20,000 Ethereum. That's why these numbers, the ratios, they match up. But of course, you've got to guess the ratio right. So it's not like it's in a bubble or it's your own bubble. You still got to be right about something. And now that brings it back to HEX. Just to have a think about, where would you sell? It's just, look, it sounds harsh, but it is what it is, okay? The narratives of the past, we've got to move beyond them. They're not going to work now, okay? Because calling HEX a bear market hedge, okay? No one wants to hear that. I've heard people in the comments, people vomit away from this. They don't want to hear that. That was number one talking point. Yes, HEX is a good bear market hedge. You can, look, just friends, we're all in the system already, all right? You're trying to talk about the next million people. The next million people, they're not stupid, all right? They're going to look at this chart and they're going to say, bear market hedge. Bear market hedge. You're down 99.5%. And then you say, okay, no, but there's a PHEX copy. And they go, I don't care. They said, what's so special about this code if you just forked it, gave people an airdrop, and then this thing still dropped minus 99.5%? That's what they're going to be thinking. That's why I'm here to help everybody, here to gather everybody and round everybody and give us strength. They're going to be thinking that. So we can't be thinking that way. We have to elevate how we're approaching this. And how we elevate it is, we have a community of 200,000 people. We are growing, like-minded individuals. HEX is free speech, okay? HEX is Real DeFi. That's why I made those campaigns. So yes, people are going to be looking at this, but that's why when you write these things, when I type these out, when I literally write HEX is Real DeFi, okay? HEX is Real DeFi. HEX is Real DeFi. Native yield. Trustless yield. This is what it is. You might say, hey, I'm going to fork a coin and I'm just going to go hand out yield. Go do that and go market it. See how it happens. See how it plans out. Because I guarantee no one's going to care. All right. You need a big megaphone. That's why first mover advantages work. You need a cult. Good luck making a cult. Good luck having the billions of dollars and all the time and energy to do it. It's a big investment. And by the way, before you do it, let me know because I want to buy. You know what I mean? It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. All right. You need these. These are the campaign stories that run concurrently. So HEX being bear market hedge, you got to throw that junk out. Not true, not even close to true. You can't gaslight people. You got to think about the future. I'm here to think about the future. People of the past, we're done. Think about HEX is real DeFi. HEX is native yield. HEX is trustless yield. Once the candles start going green, you just tell people, why is it going green? And you say, it's because people want trustless yield. People want real DeFi. Is it true? Who the hell cares? People aren't going if the candles are green, they'll believe anything anyway. All right. This whole industry, it's wafer thin, friends. The candles are red. Why is it red? Oh, golly gee. The community is feeling bearish because we don't have a use case. Okay. The candle's green. Why are we green? Oh, well, it's real DeFi. People want native yield, trustless yield. It doesn't have to be a reason. It just is what it is. It's all a function of adoption. Get people in, talk about real DeFi, native yield, trusted yield. It's free speech. You publish your own work to the blockchain to get the yield. And everybody's going to be thinking about this, friends. It's true, right? Not selling, 50 cents. By the way, this was a Chainlink meme, and I just changed it to the HEX logo. And it goes down to 1/3 of a penny. Like, I put this just so everyone we can, look, it's painful. It's very painful. But I want you to know that this meme, this is running through everybody's veins in the next bull market, okay? HEX, PHEX, PulseChain, it doesn't matter. There's a lot of people around, they'll never forget this, what happened. Never. It dropped 99.4%. So what's the next one going to drop? Think about it. You think, oh, it's only going to drop minus 96% next time. That's not good enough, man. That's still a big wipeout. And everyone knows it. Everybody knows it. And, you know, whether it does or not, it doesn't matter. It depends on how they act. That's what matters the most. Okay? Actions speak louder than words. And the debate of market cap, it can only go so far. I understand it's always a sensitive topic, but we can just replace market cap with liquidity in the pool and the number of people in the users in the network. But you can listen to Richard Hart.
Market cap. Right. Everyone includes Satoshi's coins, which have never circulated, never ever moved, ever in the circulating supply, which is multiplied by the price to get the market cap. So market cap just equals supply minus your feels as to how much you think is actually circulating times last traded price. Is it reasonable that HEX's market cap goes down when people perform the best behavior in the system of locking up their coins and burning them? So that if everyone locked up their coins and there was only one left, you'd have an extremely low market cap, but extremely insanely wealthy users? Is it intelligent that Satoshi's coins, which have never moved, count towards market cap?
So this is just an argument talking about the market cap and it can be manipulated. Look, man, yes, I understand these, friends, but at the end of the day, we're not arguing or worried about like a couple of billion here and there, up and down. We're looking at the overall picture, all right? Like, it's like when a cloud rains, we don't care about, you know, those 7 drops over there. We're looking at, okay, it's raining. You know what I mean? Like this thing, okay, it's a big size and it's got enormous amount of growth. It's got this many users. So to get a bigger multiple from that, everyone knows this in their minds. They know it now. They've known it just from the past. Even when they didn't have the Metcalfe's Law formulas, you can go back and look at 2017 coins. People knew. People just knew. You know, so here we have, shout out to Mr. RH Maximalist, Max saying, nobody wants to sell HEX at 50 cents. It's on the way to $1. Nobody wants to buy HEX at 1 cent. It's on the way to $1. Classic buy high, sell low misunderstanding. Yes, the emotions are always at play. But, you know, it's just trying to describe here how everybody's feeling. So Mr. Corey saying it depends on how many I have personally. You know, even Dane saying, judging by the comments, I'm going to need to sell before 2025. So just going by everyone, he can feel like, uh-oh, everyone's been hurt. This, by the way, this is not just, don't think this is just like HEX, man. This is like every coin. Every coin's like this. What you think, do you honestly think they're going to wait for $100,000 Bitcoin to click sell? Or do you think everybody's going to start clicking sell at $70,000 and $80,000? They're going to be smarter this time. Everyone knows the gains are diminishing. There's only one more final exit pump, and it is Roca Negra. Just to clarify some information as well. So Johnny's saying, reading between the lines, you are saying that holders are desperate to exit at a marginal profit, and as a result, it won't hit an all-time high anytime soon. Will be a few cycles if an all-time high is to be seen. But just to clarify, look at this. In my videos, I've gone through many scenarios. We don't ever know for sure, but there was definitely a split in the valuation. So PulseX, HEX, and PHEX. You gotta value them as one coin. You look at it as one coin. And, you know, why don't people do that? It's because you got to add the market caps. And people have a hard time going, oh, I don't believe in market caps. So, you know, you can do whatever you like, friends. Everybody's got to make their own framework. It is what it is, okay? Just like, you meet people. You got to put people into boxes, all right? Otherwise, you just trust everybody and they stab you in the back. You can't do that. You have to filter some stuff for yourself. For example, if people don't give you the courtesy to call you back, or they give you BS replies, or they don't respond to you in time, okay, well then you know, okay, that person's a bit of a CUNT. I'm not going to give them any more time, right? If you're that person who just keeps going head first, you're never going to learn. You have to learn from these things over time. I'm here to teach you and to learn with you. And also, I mean here, and with the split, it's harder to get HEX up to the previous expected targets because now we have more weight. Why? It's because the valuation was split. It can happen. Cardano pumped, but this is just what it is. It's just the mechanics of how everything goes. Something super interesting for you from Thanos, Mr. Thanos. Thanos, will track how the network is going. I will adding users, validators, stalkers on both chains. I think it means stakers. You cannot time the market, but if I see the 20 moving average getting away from the 200 moving average on the weekly, I will start to DCUA on the way out. I will have certain number targets I'm willing to sell. So very good, very good. Just using some technical analysis. Okay, so you can do that, but just here to remind you as well, okay? So at the tops, we're always adding validators. So the number of participants is moonshotting at the tops. I've shown it in Cardano, in Doge, Bitcoin, Ethereum. You never see the price going down and the number of people going up. They move, everything is correlated. I mean, the price, friends, reflects everything. The price bakes everything in. It really is true. Efficient market hypothesis. You can't see, whoa, the price is going down when the numbers are going up. No, it doesn't actually go like that. They move together with Metcalfe's law. I know it's crazy. It's crazy. There's some truth to this efficient market hypothesis. I've also mentioned, right? So you can see this with Cardano, showing this on many example. And, you know, price goes up, users goes up, price goes down, users go down. They are one in the same. That's why nobody can time it. So that's why people just say, you know what? I just think it's going to run out soon. You are completely guessing. More cute comments from Pabloski saying, I'm going to take out my initial after a 5x. Then take some out at 50, 70, and 100x. But what if another zombie virus? What if there's a Russia atomic bomb? What if? As we know from previous mistakes and world events, things never go as planned. Very true, sir. Also got to remind you that all those money events are money printing events, right? So it is what it is. It's like, well, what would screw us? And here I am, explain. The only dangerous thing that would screw us is we just run out of people to buy. That's actually the bearish thing. That's when you're too big, right? But how do you know what's too big? Well, that's one thing you never know, do you? Also, some more fascinating questions from Fantasy Pad, right? Would it be more wise to say the Richard Heart ecosystem as a whole is a cycle 2 ecosystem rather a mix of cycle 1 and cycle 2? So this is good to err on the side of caution when it comes to that. But, you know, I've just got some pointy. So Pulse, it's a layer 1 coin, but it's using a cycle 2 narrative. So, you know, layer 1 chain narratives, they were around in 2021. So you can't just like, so I'll give you an example. You can't launch coins using old narratives and get brand new price discovery. It won't work. On average, it won't work. How do we know this? I was around 2021, okay? Many new payment coins were launched here and ICOs, but they did not do anywhere near 2017. Why? They were now cycle 2. Okay. That's why I know in the next cycle, there's going to be gaming and metaverse. And they're not going to do anywhere near what they did in 2021. And they didn't even do that good, by the way. They did all right. You know, some of them did all right, but not as like what you'd think because of all the VC and insider ICO scum, by the way. They ruined everything, as they always do. So that's why I know in the next cycle, you don't have to run over yourselves to buy gaming and layer 1 because it's literally their cycle 2 things. And PulseX is a DEX coin, but also DEXs are now going into cycle 2. We've had years to think about, okay, we understand what Uniswap is, how liquidity works. All right, that's now cycle 2. Also, HEX is a cycle 2 coin itself. You know, that's something to think about. So a lot of information for you to digest. I want to know what you think, right? Where would you start to sell, friends? Do you have like a 10 cent, 50 cents, combined price? You know, I'll be honest, obviously, because the prices are down, everyone's expectations are much lower and everybody has anywhere from like 10 cents to 50 cents. Very few people dare to put $1, you know, but maybe that's what we need to kind of buck the trend when it comes to the bull market. Make sure you like, subscribe, bell button, all. I appreciate every single one of you. Tell mom and dad we love and appreciate them. I'll catch you in the next one.